My friends, these are dark days for America. A cloud of uncertainty, doubt, and skepticism hangs over our republic. Good men and women everywhere are wondering whether the nation they love, fought for, sacrificed for, still belongs to them, or has forever slipped beyond the precipice, like so many kingdoms and empires lost to history. But at this time, I want everyone within the sound of my voice to know one thing. Whatever may happen with the election, no matter who's inaugurated on January 20th, no matter what Congress may pass or the media may say, the side of truth, the side of good, is in control. I'm not talking about any man or group of men. I'm talking about the one great power who stands over all the earth and holds our fate, our salvation in his hands. That's the one true God. If our enemies control the White House, if they control Congress, the bureaucracy, if they control a country's entire government, it's still the Lord who controls the government of heaven, with an authority that can't be stolen or usurped. So who else do we need? Be at peace and take courage, because victory still awaits us. Now, if you thought I was going to come on here clutching pearls and disavowing yesterday's storming of the Capitol, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not really sorry. If you're in the camp that's screeching, "This isn't who we are," let me ask you something. You really expect me to feel sorry for a bunch of overpaid politicians, most of whom are taking bribes to sell you out, and who just certified the most blatant election theft in American history, just because they had to hide out in their cushy offices for a few minutes, while some people walked around the rotunda that our tax dollars pay to maintain? All of you saying this isn't who we are, I bet you would have said the exact same thing to the Sons of Liberty at the Boston Tea Party. Don't deny it. And you'd be absolutely right in saying it, because it isn't who you are. You never understood what could drive a man to take up the banner of freedom, even when doing so would get him branded a traitor by the powers that be. I saw someone yesterday write that this doesn't look like the America they knew anymore. Well, if the men who died at Bunker Hill or Ticonderoga could see you today, selling away your children's birthright from the comfort of an armchair, because actually doing something would be too scandalous, those men would say that your version of America isn't the one they knew or died for. So to everyone who joined in with the mainstream media, with the political establishment and the disgusted world leaders to condemn the actions of patriots, I never again want to hear you talk about fighting for our country. I never want to hear you quoting the Declaration of Independence about abolishing governments that become destructive of these ends. I never want to hear you quoting Jefferson about watering the tree of liberty, because clearly all of it, every word, was never anything more to you than empty rhetoric, the kind of thing you tweet out alongside a picture of Ronald Reagan, but never really took to heart. Now, were there some Antifa and some agitators among the crowd? Probably, but at the end of the day, it's irrelevant. Listen, would the War of Independence have been any less legitimate if it were the Americans who fired first the shot heard round the world? Likewise, the presence of some left-wing agitators or infiltrators doesn't take away from the fact that most in DC were Trump-supporting patriots who marched on the Capitol with a righteous cause, a march made inescapable because all the institutional remedies for fraud and corruption have demonstrably been compromised and failed us in our hour of need. What does that leave us? Now, if I break any alliances with these remarks, my bad, but it's who I am. Like many of you out there, I'm not a country club Republican or a cocktail party conservative whose political decisions are based on wanting to save face with liberal friends on a golf course or in the spa. I've cast my lot with the working people of this country, the ones who don't have yachts or a legion of cars or foreign properties they can run to when things get ugly here at home. I'm talking about the people who, what little they possess, they built with their own hands, and they have the scars to show it. The people who are willing to be ridiculed for this country, mocked for this country, to fight for this country and die for this country, because it's all they have. So no, we won't apologize for the March on Congress, and we won't ask for forgiveness. If saving our republic is too sordid a business for you, I suggest you get out of the way.